Hey guys, how you doing? This is Mango etc. and I'm here today to bring you the review for One Punch Man, episode number 7. The episode dealt with the incident of a meteor falling down to Z City and just the after effects of what happened once the meteor was dealt with. So, right as the episode begins, we find out that the Hero Association has called all S-class heroes to come try and help with the situation of the meteor falling down into Sea City, and we find out that only 3 people responded to this call, and that's Genos, a new hero we're introduced to, and his name was Bang. We'll talk about him a bit more later. And another new hero that we're introduced to, and his name is Robo Knight. So Genos goes to the Hero Association's building, and we just find out from there that no one else responded to this call. And Bang goes on to tell us that this might be because they're busy or they just couldn't make it in time. But this episode just gives you the vibe that all S class heroes are just pricks. It gives off that kind of vibe and leaves you feeling that kind of way. So Genos goes over to try to deal with the situation, and that's where we meet Robo Knight, and he outright claims that he only came to use this opportunity to test out his new toy. And then we later on find out that he didn't even come personally. His new toy was a robot, so a robot that he controlled from a safer distance. So he's somewhere off where his body cannot be harmed, while the robot takes on the risks. So this goes on to the fact why I say S-class heroes are pricks, because a hero is supposed to try and protect the world with their own body, but he's off somewhere safe and sound, and he even says that he came to test out his new toy. So it goes into the reason why I think that all S-class heroes are pricks. But he tries to stop the meteor, couldn't do it. Genos had a pop at it, couldn't do it. So who comes in to save the day? Saitama. He just falls in there, and it was quite bossy as well, because if I remember correctly, the background music was kind of bossy, and he just walking in slowly, like. And I swear he said to Bang, like, look after Genos for me. And just see him and then he just jumps up and just shoom right through the meteor. He manages to shatter the meteor, but obviously, we still had pieces of the meteor dispersed, so the city was destroyed. The city was dealt some damage, but obviously not as much damage as what would have happened if the whole thing would have just impacted and then destroyed the city completely. So the second half of the episode is just dealing with the after effects of what happened. At the beginning of the second half, we found out that all of the heroes, they rose up in, well, not all of them, they rose up in rank. Genos rose up in rank. Robo Knight rose up in rank as well. I can't remember if Bang rose up in rank, but Saitama, he went from the rank he was to rank number 5. And that is simply because he did a job which was not supposed to be for his class. And that's when we found out about threat level. So we know that Dragon, which was this meteor, was Dragon threat level is for city-wise destruction and more. And we find out that God is the highest threat rank, and I can't remember the other two and what they stand for. I remember one was Tiger, but there's 4 threat ranks. The rest of the episode deals with a situation that I see in a lot of hero stuff, and that situation is just basically ignorant citizens, really, where a citizen is saved but they're not grateful. For example, in the Incredibles movie, we have the situation where Mr. Incredible saved a citizen from dying, but in order to be saved, Mr. Incredible couldn't help but make this same citizen end up with a broken arm or something like that. And so it's just, this deals with this, but in a different sense. So yes, Saitama destroyed the meteor, but the city was still damaged, and we have citizens there later on in this episode just blaming Saitama for it, and we see how Saitama deals with it, and he just didn't care at the end of the day. He's just like, I don't do this for your adoration. I'm a hero for me. That was his answer to it. That was how he dealt with it. We see, there was the Tank Top brothers, and they're just egging it on. They're just hating on Saitama, really. Just how do you jump up in rank and all that whatnot. And they're just there hating. Like, it wasn't. I didn't really find that bit important. It did lead to the whole situation bit that I was just talking about, but I didn't really find it important. I was just like, really, and they just got one hit KO later on, and it's just like, what I do want to talk about now is Bang. Now, because I said earlier that all S-class heroes seem like pricks, but that doesn't include Bang. Bang seems like a decent, genuine hero. He reminds me of like a old sensei, sorry about that, mentor type, because we see him in the earlier stages of the episode, and he spoke to Genos, just tried to get Genos over his fear of firing his cannon, because when it did come to Genos trying to destroy the meteor, he was hesitant because he was too busy thinking what would happen to the meteor after he destroyed it. He was worrying about the pieces. But we see Bang talk him out of his fear and got him to fire, and then we later on see him watching over Saitama, so he just gives over that whole mental vibe for him, and I really wish we did see more from him in the episode, and maybe even take a shot at the meteor just to see what he's capable of. Would he have been able to destroy it? I do not know, and we will never know now because meteor gone. And yeah, I do believe that's everything I want to say about the episode. I feel that this episode took a more serious tone, but at the same time it was funny because I thought Saitama was going to be angry or upset about how the citizens were turning on him, but we didn't get that, so it didn't flip to the funny side with his response. But I do believe that this episode was worth a 3.5 star rating, so that's what I'm going to give it. I was going to give it a 4, but I decided 3.5 because I do find that the second half was a bit meh/slow, so yeah, I'm going to give it 3.5 star rating. But like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Take care, have a nice day.